Okay, today we're at Sosha. It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, okay. It's been confirmed. It's Tuesday. All right. We're at Sosha. It's one of those cool cases where while the doctor was working up this lump, okay, actually found a larger tumor inside the abdomen on the right side, looks like associated with the spleen of the liver. Anyway, so this one here is pretty stuck. And it's pretty firm. And it scares me in one way, but it's kind of difficult to want to remove that and then forget the one that's inside. So today's mission is to remove the one inside of here, okay, or explore it first. If it can be removed, let's go ahead and get that done. If all that goes well, we'll go to this one. And I'm told it's a small perianal mass over here. So if we get all these things done and get rid of this unsightly lump over here, then people can start sweeping in the other direction. You did. Sweep left, sweep right, got it. Okay. All right. I forget which way's which. Which way's which?
You swipe right.
If you're keeping them and swipe left, you're getting rid of them?
I don't know. I'm married. I don't have that problem.
Oh. All right. We'll figure it out later. I know love. And I know hate. There's a gray area in between that I learned too late. Now wise enough to know. That is the fist of my lovely assistant. We'll only show up to her elbow because any more than that, people just go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That there is a rib. This is actually through the rib cage. You can actually remove the dissected around the rib there, and the same on the other side. This part here was sticking on the outside of the dog. Okay, so you call this the tip of the iceberg. And this double the size down here was actually inside the abdomen itself, but still retroperitoneal. Okay, which is kind of interesting because I was able to go inside the abdomen and palpate this from the inside, and be able to grab it and move it around, but we actually removed it from the outside here. Bad news is most of our adhesions were on this side here, so I'm still worried about it. But anyway, it is attached to this rib. We don't know what it is or where it's coming from, or you know where it came from, we just don't know what it is. And we will send it off for histopath and get it tested. But that is a big, hefty chunk of mass. All right. So we thought we were looking at two masses, and instead it turns out that it's just one large mass that went through the abdomen, and on the lateral x-ray made it look like it was a separate one. Okay, so that's what it looks like for now. In removing this, since this rib here is where the diaphragm connects on the other side, we actually had to repair the diaphragm and build our own diaphragm in the process, but this dog should walk off this table. Alright, cool. It's not often I get to make my own diaphragm. It's just a cool day. Awesome day. And we go. I know love.
Not single. Already taken. Hate mingling. Don't gotta worry about it.
Alright, here's the good news. She actually gets a thumbs up for today because while this guy's diaphragm had collapsed, this girl here stepped in, captured our dog, breathed for it, kept it alive during the complete. You are. It's right. She breathed life into the dog, and now that we have an extra rib, we're gonna make a female dog.
Heck
yeah. All right. So
my
cool.
magic.
All right. It is Tuesday, 4:30 in the afternoon. We just finished having this guy crash for a little bit. When he was coming out of anesthesia, his stats were the 90s. Then as he started to wake up, they were going down into the 80s. Turns out our buddy here, I guess because of all the tissue trauma associated with the surgery here, ended up going into anaphylactic shock from tissue and trauma mediators. Anyway, the good news is he responded very well. His numbers are back in the 90s again, and he's doing great. Anyway, story. This guy had a large lump right there, okay, that they brought him in for initially. When they took pictures of this lump, they didn't realize how big the other side of it was on the inside of the abdomen, which pushed the stomach even farther over. So on the DV view, it looked like there was a mass here and another large mass there. Turns out that the mass on the inside was actually the stomach, so yay, great news. This incision ended up being closed up and the stomach was fine. While inside palpating around and looking to find out where the beginning of this tumor was, I could not find the left kidney. But if this was the left kidney, it still needed to come out, although the blood work looked perfectly normal. So anyway, then we made this guy here the main event. So that incision was made, dissected down to it, started blunt dissecting all the way around this mass to find out that it went between 2 ribs and one of those through the middle of it. So once we're loosened the ribs on the front and back of it, broke the rib up here that it came through and took the tumor out, and it is somewhere around here. I'm taking pictures of it. Miraculously, on the inside of the abdominal wall, the muscle, the last layer of muscle to go through into the abdomen was not penetrated. So you could actually palpate this tumor from the inside and maneuver it and help with getting it on the outside. So it's one of the first times I was actually able to stick my hand inside the dog to help with the tumor on the outside. It's kind of cool, actually. So, with that in mind, we were actually able to pull this out, break that rib, get it out, and do so well. And actually, as at the point that this rib cracked, we then had a sucking wound because there was some scar tissue here at the base of this rib where the diaphragm was connecting. So then we had to go in and capture this guy under anesthesia, and then fix the diaphragm, and then getting to the point where we could actually suture up the dog on the outside and get him back out. So what you're looking at now is a dog with 3 pounds less tumor, a new diaphragm or repaired diaphragm, and who's just now making it through anaphylactic shock. You can look at me. I know you know. So this is our miracle dog for the day. Which is my only case today. Yay! So we're expecting some bruising here, maybe a little bit of bruising on this side. As long as this guy stays calm for a while and the sutures that are in here repairing his diaphragm and the lateral abdominal wall do not break down, chances are, worst case scenario, we may get a seroma in here. This is done as sterilely as we can make it. The tumor itself actually did have a cystic structure to it. So there's a few places where it actually had ruptured and leaked to the outside. So as long as that wasn't infected, it should be okay. No shaky issues. But we're on 2 different types of antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, and cage arrest at least for a week for this guy. All right, that's what it looks like for today. And is there something you'd like to say? You got something to say? Hey, you. Hey, you. I'm talking to you.
The only reason why you came in here.
Yeah, you just wanted to be on the YouTube channel. That's all it is. Just think of all the young men that be on the YouTube channel.
Oh, all the little young baby ones. You can go around their cradles. Young. Anybody between the age of 15 and 18.
Yeah.
She's counted sport.
She needs parent consent though.
She needs your
She doesn't want to go to jail over her love life.
That is not important right now.
Yes, it is.
I can't stand you right now. You're not kidding. You're kidding, right?
Nope. Why would I kid about something like that? I've been torturing you your entire life. Why would I stop now?
Can't believe you did
You're lucky though. I'll never put you in a garbage can like I did your sister.
that. Good. Can't believe you just did that to me.
I got tons of more memory on here. You just let me know when you want some more.
Why do you have to aggravate?
I only promise to be nice to these guys. You're a human primate. You're a prime target. Okay, anyway, back to our patient here. So far so good. If this guy stays rested, sutures hold, this will be a cool case. Alright, that's enough. Later, dog. I'm leaving you with the girls. I want you to behave. Say, okay.
Or for now. You really.
You gonna be a good dog? You better. You better be a good dog.